Kimberly. We haven't formally introduced her, nor have we introduced you, Ken. All right, Kimberly. Kimberly O'Connor is one of our great old ladies because she is an ancient one from the Middle Scientist with me, and we are the ancient Avatar oracles, and we open portals into the mind, but we are also the lore keepers and keepers of the flame. So all of those out there that are into ACE folk life with us, we have the ACE Folk Life Society and the ACE Metaphysical Institute, and the one I get the most hits on in all my radio shows is the ACO Invisible College. People like that. So we're going to start doing more metaphysical because those get more hits than any of them. But not to put down Ralph Kennedy Johnston, which most of you in cyberspace, especially in social media, know him as Ken R Johnston. So Ken, you've talked to Kimberly, haven't you, in our UFO Secret Space group? I've seen you in there.
I think so. And I was going to say the reason why we have to see Ken Johnston Sr. is because my son, Ken Johnston Jr., who's now approaching 50 years old, he says, would you please put Senior at the end of your name? He says, because people trying to reach you, they call me, and they just can't believe that I'm not the right guy. So put Senior at the end of Ralph. You call me Ken Johnston Sr. is fine.
Yeah.
Or Admiral, or General, or whatever else the other titles I've held. Go ahead.
I like Fleet Commander, but is there anything above that? Well, we have five.
Not 5-star general. Oh, the president's above that.
Over the 5
Hey,
stars.
the president's got some above him too, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'd like to
invite him to come online with us.
Executive, legislative, and judicial. Is that a test on the? That's for you to become American, to be Americanized. Interesting. Well, yeah, Kimberly telling us in your area of being the fleet commander in our social media groups around the world, being that you have international flavor, Kimberly helps us in the United States of America, and Kimberly is our moderator for the UFO Secret Space and 2 or 3 others. Aren't you, Kimberly? Have you figured out? Yeah, she's a big help. Just started in this month, August. However, Kimberly learned about me in one of her investigations under Dr. Bruce Maccabee in the UFO Association in Ohio. So she's going to help Jan, I hope. Jan's helping us. She's doing the movie thing. She's just done some paranormal movies, television. So, Kimberly, have you got to know Jan Maccabee yet?
No, we haven't touched base yet together. Mm-mm.
Okay, that'll be on Facebook.
I'm still working on, still trying to get some guests together and working on a few things in my own group, as well as trying to check out some years we need to get together on that issue.
Okay.
Yeah, Kimberly.
Ken, you know the girl.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll keep quiet, then I'm going to jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you, Ken, that this is the woman that trained the girl that was with us in November 2018 that went around jumping into all our UFO groups that you're the fleet commander of. The one that called you, her name was Hannah. She does that show. Yeah. Remember that name? But that wasn't her real name.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't her. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, now, Kimberly, somebody was accusing someone of being of age. Now, I'm 77, and I'm still kicking it mighty hard and a long way to go. That puts me older than you, doesn't it, Kimberly?
Just a little bit, not by much. I'm 57.
Okay. I'm getting a big kick out of the fact that, and I'm sorry, sad, because most of the astronauts that I dealt with, worked directly with, and helped train in the lunar modules have passed on to another realm. And of course, now Buzz Aldrin and I, we still have been in contact a few times in the past couple of years, and of course now one of my closest friends was Jim Irwin, and the other guys. They doggone it. I need to find out who's still left around on this plane. It's getting kind of lonesome out here.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Yeah, it seems funny that you say that because I've wondered. I thought about going through and checking that very subject out. How many, of the astronauts from early? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
because I think that's interesting.
Well, yeah. Ken had his picture made with some of them. Do y'all have any more left? Ken, of the ones that came after? Well, yeah, there's the first 5 and 8, and then 12, and then 15, I think. But I don't know.
27. Yeah.
27. Go ahead.
And then they got all of them for the shuttle, the space space shuttle program, and everything else. There are a lot of young ones. I knew most of those that died in that shuttle explosion or re-entry due to the.
That was sad. That was so sad.
Yep. So there are always challenges to make advancements in society, and I've come close on a few times as a flight instructor, et cetera, where you've got to let your students go just as far as they possibly can and try to get them to recover. And sometimes you can go just a tad almost too far. And I'm proud to say, though, that I've survived a few close ones. But no,
I'm glad to hear that too.
Well, thank you. And I just think that if somebody could do a research and find out of all the original Apollo era and the first of the Skylab and the very first group of the shuttles, how many of those are still alive and how old they are. That'd be a rather interesting thing because age to me is not as important as it is how you deal with it and what you use it for. And so I look at it as though 77, and I'm one of the youngest ones around, and I'm going to live to at least 180. When I hit that, I'm going to push for the 200 mark, and we'll see what happens after that. So that's my philosophy.
That'll be something good that I could check into myself because I've already, was interested in exactly how many were still with us and not on another realm, as you said. And see if they're still, let's say coherent to still explain what they've seen and experienced as well. Were you guys able to take any pictures of your own
lots of pictures.
While up?
Well, there were a lot of pictures that were taken that were not made public, and since I was never in orbit, my job was to test it in the vacuum chambers and make everything work good, and then participate with the training of the regular NASA astronauts. Since I was with the Grumman Aerospace Corporation that built the lunar module, and then after that I went over to the Lunar Receiving Laboratory where I became the director of the data and the photo control department, which gave me access to all the pictures that were taken and the film, etc., for during the Apollo era. And once we closed that off, what happened is that I spent a little time on Skylab and then I left NASA and that group and went to the Boeing Corporation up in Seattle and put in enough time for retirement. So it's amazing how fast time can go. But I've tried to stay active.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear that. That I'm over here near NASA's Glenn Research facility where they have the only vacuum chamber in the United States where they test things.
That's not true. I hate to step in there. Somebody's feeding somebody. Well, maybe if it's small to do testing small things, but the chamber A is in Houston, actually at the Johnson Space Center. Originally was the Manned Spacecraft Center, MSC, but the Johnson Space Center, chamber A was the largest vacuum chamber, which is 3 stories high, largest vacuum chamber in the world. Chamber B, the one that I tested, the lunar module, there were 4 of us that were civilian astronauts that tested it in the vacuum. Chamber B was almost the second largest. And there are quite a few other vacuum chambers. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll have to go back through and double check that again, because they were saying that they were the only ones that had the vacuum chamber, and they did like the Avengers and that inside of it for their movie.
Okay.
I'll double back and make that correction.
I'm sure you'll have access to be able to get how to make direct contact with me and let me know what you're coming. I'd hate to think that somebody's built a bigger one than what we used in the chamber A. So they say the command module for Apollo, in addition to that, it had the service module, which was another, gosh, I think it was like 30 feet longer down to the bottom, and they had them both stacked one on top of the other inside chamber A. And it was, and as to the latest knowledge I have, it still is the largest vacuum chamber in the world. So it's amazing.
Wow.
What some people will say, nobody challenges them. And there's some of us are dumb enough to challenge anybody if it doesn't sound right. So I'm just doing my part.
That's all you can do. That's great.
Let me know. Find out. Okay. Where are we headed next now? By the way, what in the world are we calling it? I'm going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee, and okay, TJ, help me out here. There's so many places they keep sending me. What in the world are they calling this thing? The big convention that we're going to be doing.
Alien XPO.
TJ, thank you. The Expo, Alien XPO. That's going to be some really interesting stuff. And that starts Friday evening, and then be there Friday, Saturday, and all day Sunday, and then I'll fly back on Monday. So I'm looking forward to working with a lot of people there on that. It's going to be fun. So,
yep. Now, there's still tickets available, folks. It's the first annual Alien Expo, Knoxville, Tennessee. It's actually, you're going to be a plank owner, if you know what that is. If you ever go to anything first, you get to be a plank owner. And it's pretty important that you understand that the first one is not going to be as big as the others. Press release. I mean, everything coming afterwards. But Ken, you're going to be an initial speaker. They can't ever take that away from you. So Stephen Bassett's going to be there as director of Paradigm Research Group. He founded that in 1996 to end government-imposed embargo on the truth behind the UFO phenomenon. But Travis Walton is going to be there. They got the biggest names they can find around in the business for the different groups. And so, Ken, Steve Bassett's going to be famous for the Paradigm Research Group, which I helped start. I was just one of the members, but I helped talk to him and stuff. He was willing to stay on my couch if I needed him to, but he had relatives there in Tennessee, so that works out good. But I talked to him a long time ago. So you're going to meet Steve Bassett. Have you met him yet? You met Travis Walton and Steve Bassett?
Oh, yeah, I've worked with them with all of them at conferences and things. So it'll be nice to see them there again. You bet.
Oh, okay. Well, Ken, let me read you what they posted, Ken. I don't think you're aware of this, but you got written up in the local news and arts in the Mountain Express. Yeah,
last time I got written up,
North Carolina News.
Last time I got written up was in school or in the Marine Corps. One or the other got written up for something. But I forgot what that was. Must not have been bad. It must have been good. So, yeah, really, I'd like to hear what they had to say.
I'm really happy that you're representing us because our group, we have our own magazine, folks. Goodness, what's going on in that house over there?
Somebody's doing the dishes and washing something because it sure is loud.
Well, she's not used to being on radio. She doesn't understand we're picking up absolutely everything in her house.
The high frequencies really come out.
Kimberly, do you have a mute button on your phone? It's
yeah, hold on, hon.
It's got a phone
mute, please.
with a mic. You'll learn when you're on air that we hear everything that goes on in your house, but we forgot to train you, so it's okay. It's not your fault. She hasn't been trained at all, or told anything, or given any handouts. Nothing, folks. She's totally green.
Who are you speaking about?